Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We start with breaking news tonight. A Moorhead officer is charged with assault after investigators say he broke a woman's nose. 47-year-old Jennifer Thomas was arrested early last month after Moorhead police got a call about a suicidal woman with a handgun at Buffalo Wild Wings. Thomas's mugshot raised some questions on social media, wondering exactly how she got that black eye. Today, we finally got those answers. 33-year-old Matthew Lambert is charged with 1 felony count of aggravated assault. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley is live in studio and has more on this exclusive story. Bailey.
Thanks, Christine. According to court documents, Fargo police were called to Sanford Hospital just hours after Jennifer Thomas was arrested in Moorhead. Moorhead officer Matthew Lambert told Fargo police that he brought Thomas to the hospital for clearance purposes. Lambert says Thomas stood up from her hospital bed, and that's when he tried to get her to sit back down. She spit in his face. Lambert went on to tell officers that he then tackled Thomas, saying he thought her injuries came from when she struck her face on part of her bed. Officers noticed her injuries and took photos of them. However, after further investigations, detectives say that it was actually Lambert who struck Jennifer Thomas with his elbow, all while she was handcuffed, breaking her nose and heavily bruising her right eye. Christine.
All right, thank you, Bailey. Although it's routine for people to have their mugshot taken when they are charged with a crime, we were unable to get any photos of Lambert today. We're told Lambert is on unpaid administrative leave. We reached out to Moorhead Police's HR department, but they did not get back to us. Meanwhile, a separate Moorhead police officer who was arrested for drunk driving has resigned. Sergeant Thad Stafford has resigned from the force. Stafford was arrested early in August when he was pulled over by police by Mick's Office Bar in Moorhead. Investigators say that Stafford was nearly 4 times over the legal limit. A Jamestown man has been arrested in Fargo after police say he took off during a traffic stop in early September. A week ago, we told you and reported to you that police were looking for this man, 25-year-old Levi Sean Guthmiller. Guthmiller was on the run from Jamestown since September. At that time, police deemed him as armed and dangerous. Guthmiller was eventually arrested here in Fargo, and he was arrested for failure to appear, possession of meth with intent to sell, and also possession of drug paraphernalia. Well, Fargo police are warning you about a Craigslist scam that's resurfaced. They say a person went to try and buy a truck off of Craigslist. The seller requested payment in the form of an eBay gift card. Once the seller got the gift cards, they then disappeared. The buyer was then out of the money and did not get the vehicle. Police want to remind everyone not to use gift cards in exchange for the payment. Spend as much time outside while you can. I don't think we'll get another warm one of these sunny days for a while. Is that right, Hutch?
Yes, we are going to see things changing as we go through the close of our work week and into the weekend. So your advice is warranted. Get out there and enjoy. We have sunny skies in the FM area. Just a few high clouds is all. The wind is a little bit breezy out there, gusting over 20 miles per hour at many sites, nearly 30 miles per hour in Gwinner from that warm southerly direction. High temperatures today across the valley. Everyone in the 70s. We have 76, a record-tying high in Grand Forks, 73 Fargo and Wahpeton. Currently, we're at 74 in Grand Forks, 66 in the Devil's Lake Basin right now. And your forecast for this evening has 50s for most of it. So the wind is going to be with us through the overnight hours. Maybe not quite as gusty, but a little extra hairspray. Now, some cold air is heading our way, Christine. I'll have details on just how cold we get. In fact, some may see some frozen precipitation, but I'll have details on all that nonsense here in a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. A former Fargo All-American has been found dead in his dorm room at Northern State University in South Dakota. Authorities say Curtis Lemaire was found dead early yesterday morning, but the cause of his death still remains under investigation. In a Facebook post, his mother says her son's roommate tried to wake him up for wrestling practice, but he had passed away in his sleep. Curtis was a graduate of Prior Lake High School and was a 3-time Minnesota State medalist in wrestling and a 2-time Fargo All-American. An autopsy report in Barron, Wisconsin is now confirming that missing Jamie Kloss's parents were shot to death. 13-year-old Jamie is now believed to be in danger. Police have been searching for her since Monday, and authorities say the 911 call that came in from the Kloss home at 1 a.m. was made from a cell phone. No one was communicating with dispatchers, but it was obvious that there was a significant disturbance going on. Deputies arrived at the home within 4 minutes, but Jamie was already gone. They believe she was home when her parents were shot. Investigators have not received any tips of any credible sightings, and they're asking anyone with any information to call 911. A Fargo mother is breathing a sigh of relief this week. This is after Fargo Public School officials dropped the charges against her son. It's a story you only saw here on Valley News Live when Larissa Patterson wrote into our whistleblower hotline. She told us her son was being charged with disorderly conduct for defending himself at Fargo North High School. Patterson even received a letter from Lutheran Social Services saying her son would be going to juvenile court. After days of fighting back with school officials, Patterson finally got the call she was looking for.
And then, proceeded to tell me that that wasn't really policy, that they get the police involved in something of that nature. But that's not the story we got originally. I don't think anybody really knows what the policy is. I might have won the battle, but the war's not over, and I'm not going to stop fighting. My kid deserves better. Everybody's kid deserves better than that.
Patterson tells us she's going to school board meetings and is fighting for policy changes. By now, many of us may be used to letting phone calls go to either voicemail or even blocking them to avoid those pesky robocalls. But just how many of these calls are we getting? Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz finds the number is reaching an all-time high and learns that the area code does matter.
I know I do get at least 20 calls a day. It's really crazy.
Do you ever get excited to hear your phone ring, only to sink into disappointment when you find it's a robocall? According to new data, we should get even more used to that letdown. A call blocking app called YouMail says this year, robocalls are higher than ever.
So over the past year, robocalls have completely exploded. It's around 4.4 billion by our estimate that happened in September, which is an astonishing amount of robocalls.
How can you tell that you're getting a robocall?
I usually just look for the town, and I know where my friends and my family come from, and I just don't even answer if they're from out of town.
And according to the data, your area code does matter. In September, North Dakota saw an average of 8.9 robocalls per person. Minnesota saw 6.3. That may seem like a lot, but not compared to other states, like Georgia's 404 area code, which saw a whopping 68.9 calls per person that month. This Fargo mom has a North Carolina cell number.
People call me from North Carolina like 24 hours a day. Sometimes I ask them, do you really sleep?
According to the data, around 40% of the robocalls are scams.
If you do the math, I think it's over 1.8 billion scam calls in September. That's an insane amount of attempts to scam people.
Another blocking app, Truecaller, says Americans lost nearly $9 billion in phone scams last year.
It's so annoying to the effect. Sometimes I feel like I should change my number right away.
So if you have an out-of-state area code like Mansoray, it may benefit you to switch to a 701 or a 218 number. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
If you want to plug in your area code and see just how many calls per month that you're getting, head to our website and click on this story. North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp and Republican challenger Kevin Cramer are set to match up in their first debate tonight at 7 o'clock. It's after months of bitter campaigning in a race seen as a vital to Senate control. Heitkamp is likely to stick to attacking Cramer for supporting potentially damaging trade policy and health care changes. And Cramer is expected to hit Heitkamp as not conservative enough for the state and also to try to capitalize on a Heitkamp ad that went awry this week. The debate takes place tonight in Bismarck. There's another one scheduled October 26th in Fargo. Moorhead Public Service is alerting customers that they will be relocating their water supply. The city of Moorhead began construction on the 21st Street grade separation project this summer. As a part of this project, the Red River water transmission line is being relocated. MPS expects the process to take about 2 weeks, and during the relocation, water will be transitioning from Red River water to Buffalo Aquifer water. MPS says although there may be a slightly different taste in the water, that water is still safe to drink. While your teen may try to